Okay, so I got silicone on here. This is a product that you can find on Amazon for decently cheap. So I'm just gonna reinstall it onto the backing plate here. So this would be facing downward in the truck. So what I'm gonna try to do, so I'm gonna install these on the board first just because they're somewhat location critical, otherwise they won't quite fit right in there. All these really do, or I mean it's just a strip of copper here, just a barrier between the aluminum and your board. There's people on the forums that'll say that this is, if you rip it off, your board is junk. That's more than likely not true. I had a couple rip off before. This is my second one doing. Definitely not a DIY job. I've said it before, but it not very fun to do. I'm gonna try to flip this around here. Okay. So I'll make sure to, point the camera down here once I'm done with the process. And I'd like to apologize for the shitty quality. I'm no YouTuber or anything like that. So just gonna basically eyeball it on here and just, okay. Where'd my silicone go? Oh, right in front of me. Probably should say too, when you're sticking the strip back on, don't use a shit ton of silicone. Whether you use the electronic safe shit that you bought on Amazon or just your general general silicone, you don't want to gob it on there, otherwise say 20 years down the line, the next owner goes to do the capacitors, it's going to make it quite difficult, because these are an absolute bitch to get off, even at the first time taking them off, because they've been on there so long. I think the factory actually uses like some sort of adhesive. I'm not sure though, so don't quote me on it. I'm no expert. So, basically, after this one here, I'll kind of show you how much I put on here. Again, deeply apologize for the shitty quality. So this is kind of what I'm doing here. I mean, just, and not a little, not a lot, just kind of thinly spreading it on there. Nothing too critical, just to keep it from bouncing around in the board. Especially if you don't secure them down with something. Our motors are obviously diesel and they like to vibrate pretty good, so probably would not hurt anything, but there's always that what if. Those what ifs on these trucks always lead to something expensive, so at least in my application. Okay, so this is what I got here. As you can see, that's how they go on. It's not perfect. I'll try to, there we go. Okay. Now I'm just gonna thinly do the same thing here. I'll probably put a little bit more on this side here since we're on the aluminum. Looks like we got a little bit more surface area to work with here too. Not quite sure what they use. I don't know if it's like a glue or a silicone or whatever. I mean, my guess would be a silicone, but somebody else will say it's a glue. And that's the amount I put on there. I put a thin bead across, spread it on there. And now I'm just gonna making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. And double check one more time here. Cool. Oh, I didn't quite get it centered on there. Okay. That was super simple. Alright, so next thing. I would typically run a bead under here with that silicone or whatever you guys got. I might use like just some gasket maker, but not sure yet. You can do that at very last, because a lot of this is accessible from the outside. And that black shit that was on from when you disassembled everything, that is reusable. Granted, you can, it never hurts to reapply whatever was put on there, which I think is just your general tar sealer, weather sealer. You can get at any automotive store, but it'll work just fine to reuse it. Done it before and it's worked fine. That's what it looks like. It's tarry, it's messy. Try not to touch it. Oh, you know, I better show you guys. Okay. So your lower leg here, this would be facing towards, you know, the fender of the truck, and your connector is going to be going out. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be facing the fender. This is going to be going out towards the front of the truck. Okay. We'll look at, make sure I'm not forgetting anything here. Cool. All right. I think I'm too far forward. Yep. Oh, it always sucks when you press the damn thing down. Yeah, I think you gotta go back a little bit. See, we'll lift it off here just a tad. Nice thing about this stuff is you can lift it off, on and off, plenty of times. Nothing's going to happen to it. Okay. Show you here. And then also, towards the back, there are two locating pins. I'm not talking about these. I'm talking under it. You know what? I can always do this again. Oh boy, she's stuck down. Fuck. Come on. Alright. So, right here you can see there's a locating pin. And that you can see here and here. And then there's two here, but those are obsolete. So it's just this one here, that one there. So I'm going to quickly fix my fuck up here. I had to take it back off here. I'll pause it. Okay, I'm back. I just had to kind of shift everything around. Alright. Flip it around here. I'm going to get the torque screws back in. Again, should mention, I think these are T15. Of course, I already put my driver away. Alrighty, so it is a T15. and there's no Loctite on here. And I would recommend just to put like a little dabble of silicone on here, just for shits and giggles. And don't put these on too tight, because those pins that I said that wasn't going to mention for those locating pins, those are your they have threads on the inside and they're actually pressed in, and if you over tighten them, I believe they spin and they shear. So don't over tighten them, because you'll cry. Well, at least I would cry. Especially with something like this that's probably at least 3/4 or a full paycheck for a lot of people, which is why it's pretty common for people to get these sent in, or send them out, because they really don't want to have to buy a used module. I'm just going until it stops. Okay, it stopped there, and that's tight enough. They're not going to work themselves loose. They're not going to come out. There's not really any tension on them per se. Just double checking something here. That looks okay. I mean, and two, you want to make sure your top cover isn't on crooked. That would mean that you didn't get the locating pins on to where they're supposed to be, and if you keep tightening them down, you're gonna force that locating pin right into your board and fuck your board up. Excuse my language, sorry. So definitely keep that in mind. So now I'm just gonna run some silicone along the outside just for shits and giggles. I guess, extra assurance. Granted, you're not supposed to pressure wash around the board anyways, but I mean, I'm gonna use some shoe goo. That's what I got. That worked fine. But thank you for watching, and I'm deeply sorry for the poor quality, but I hope this helps somebody out with their project. Good luck.